Welcome sports fans, welcome back to This or That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most entertaining and riveting sports topics, discussions and debates on the internet. But before we get into today's video, don't forget to like this one, leave a comment and subscribe to This or That Sports TV. And do one more thing for us though, and that's to share the video to at least 10 people, but make sure to get to 6 subscribers. So now I got too hard for you know. Can you imagine how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day? People who there, we're here to talk about schoolboy football, but before we do that, let's introduce our guest. Let's introduce the man that we're collabing with today. You know the face, you know the vibe. It's cydonbowen. What going, boss?
Yeah, man. They're excited for this season. I feel like a years now when I have schoolboy football, even though it was back last season, but excited.
I'm also excited, and somehow, I'm not sure why it feel like this, but somehow it feel like schoolboy football just done, and at the same time, it feel like we've been on break for ages.
Yeah.
Because you know this is the football that we really enjoy inside of Jamaica.
Because Jamaicans, typical Jamaicans, you know, the school, we have a lot of passion for each school. And I realize we kind of come out, which needs to change by the way, because we need to show we're all one Jamaica. So national teams need to get even more support. But Jamaicans will pack the stadium even more for schoolboy football than I see them doing for our national teams. Yeah, for sure. All right,
so people, we're going to obviously, we are in the carpet area. So obviously the Manning Cup is our bread and butter. We know, all there is to know about the Manning Cup. Sit down and give me some insight on the Dacosta Cup, because he covered more Dacosta Cup coverage than we did last year. But let's start on the Manning Cup. Last year, Kingston College came into the season as the defending champions. They bowed out in the semi-finals to Stats. A game where I believe Kingston College dominated the game, but Stats just took the second half and just ran over them. JC won the competition. Stats put in a good performance overall. Mona came with the big guns but couldn't manage to put it across the line. This year, what are you looking forward to from the competition overall, and who are some of the teams that you expect to stand out?
Honestly, Manning Cup, and probably some persons disagree with me, but I feel like the Manning Cup in comparison to the Dacosta Cup, they're a set core of teams each season that you're almost guaranteed will naturally make it to this quarterfinal, semi-final round. So you're sure Jamaica College will not fail to make it past the second round. St. George's, unless it's some rare occurrence, of course. Your Stats, JC, KC, those teams, you're sure for those teams to make it to a certain point. While in contrast to the Dacosta Cup now, if you look on even the recent years, the list of winners, the winners constantly changing. So it's more unpredictability in comparison to Manning Cup. But as I said, I feel like the Manning Cup, at the start of the season, there's not much to really dissect until you weed out some of the teams first. So after, not belittling any school now, but after the big guns advance past that first round, then you can say, all right, then which one of the big guns will like the biggest gun this year? Who going to fire the biggest shot?
Makes sense. All right, let's look at some surprise teams, because last year in the Manning Cup we saw Campion College coming with a very,
Campion won under 16, so
and Campion
most likely that team will matriculate now to the Dacosta.
Right. So Campion was our surprise team of the season. You had Eli Selassie that put in a good performance. You had Mona.
Mona made it to Champions Cup.
There we go. But Mona, there's a weird situation with Mona, because obviously Mona is connected to Craig Butler and Phoenix Academy, and a lot of the Phoenix Academy products are playing for Mona High School. They got to Mona, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Mona is synonymous with Phoenix at this point. Mona a big side at this point.
Yeah, because honestly, I wouldn't really use that to kind of downplay what they have achieved, because at the end of the day, that's the model that football needs to be. The students in high school, they need to be enrolled in academies.
Sure.
In the European countries, all the big players, you hear them talking, when they were in high school, they used to be at this academy and that academy. So that's how the football model should be. It shouldn't be a case that you just go to school, do some training, and then that's where the football ends. Football is right around the calendar. Yeah,
for sure. Let's talk about the surprise teams now. Who you expect to take another step and surprise us this year? I'm looking at Campion to take another step. So last year Campion bowed out at the second round.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Campion to go to quarterfinal group. That group where it's group of 4. I'm expecting them to make it to that level. I'm expecting Haley Selassie to come again. Another team that I think will make a bounce back is Camperdown. They have a real model.
You've seen them in pre-season?
Yeah, I saw one match for them. They changed coaches, and last year they had a good team, but discipline in the first round. They just couldn't make up those red cards and and collapsing in games and getting 9 against 1. They just couldn't recover. So I'm expecting Camperdown to come and surprise us this year after a poor group stage last season. Who are you expecting a surprise from?
Well, unlike you, I haven't gotten the chance to see any of them in pre-season, so I don't want to judge based on the progress. You've seen them in pre-season, but based on how it was last season, as I said, they were under 16 champions. They made it to the second round last year. Champion people, they don't know what it feels like to make it out of a group stage. So they made that transition, and now those youngsters, it's champions, so more than likely the under 16 winners are going to sixth form or fifth form now and stuff. So this squad will be back there. I expect them, probably wouldn't be that much of a surprise given that they already made it out of the group last season and won the under 16, but I'm expecting champion to show this year.
I agree with that. Can't fight it. Let's go back to the Dacosta Cup, and this is where you have to kind of educate me a little bit. Obviously, I keep up with the Dacosta Cup, but this year we're looking for some Stets and some Russies and some Clarendon College and the Mannings. I expect to see a big season from Mannings. What are you expecting from the Dacosta Cup, and what are some of the teams that we're sleeping on in the Dacosta Cup?
As I said before, the thing with Dacosta Cup is unpredictability. Every season it just changes. Because mentioning Mannings, one of Mannings' best player, the number 7, Abina Wallace, he's now gone to Stets. And everybody is wondering, why would you leave a Mannings team that's been doing so well? Stets hasn't really been on the ball lately, but he's gone to Stets. Mannings also has lost quite a few of their players. Captain Hamilton is gone. I think the left back is gone as well. I'm not sure if the goalkeeper is coming back, but there's a little transition going on there. So based on how that transition goes, we'll see. I expect Stets to make a comeback this year. It's been quite a few years since we haven't seen the Stets that we know. And Stets is the football powerhouse in Dacosta, one of the football powerhouse, along with Clarendon College, Russies. But I expect Clarendon College to win it again. Honestly, the structure that Lenny Hyde has down there, with the players as well, a lot of them playing at Premier League clubs. So after the season finish, you would have seen Hodges, you would have seen Malachi, Douglas, and all those players in and around their Premier League clubs, even if they aren't playing consistently, but they're still, you can see they're training consistently in around those senior players. So I expect Clarendon College to take the trophy once again. Central High were finalists last year. Not sure how much they have lost from their team and so on, but as I said, I think Clarendon College would be the team to beat again.
Alright, I agree with you. You answered the question before I even got to it. Clarendon College, and I spoke to Lenny in the Oliver Shield, finals game. And he said, this is Lenny Ball, this is where we play football. Yeah. We love the ball, we ask the guys to express themselves, and I feel like we want to adapt that model around the country. Sometimes I think Clarendon College overplays the ball, but it's pretty when you watch it.
Clarendon would be like, let's say, let me try to link it to a team. Could I say the Man City of Dacosta Cup?
Man City and the 2016 Barcelona, bro. Yeah. Them just love playing the football.
Even Whisper, when he did an interview with Jeffrey the other day, and he was talking about Clarendon College, and he was saying, when Clarendon have the ball, you can't touch it, they will knock it.
Yeah. And I look forward to more of that. I love to see Clarendon College play.
You don't really see that much in Dacosta Cup, because in Dacosta Cup it's mostly stronger and faster players. So they boot up the ball, and then they have some quick players, and that's typically, there's not much build-up play I've seen in Dacosta Cup across the years. But Clarendon College is a team that they'll put the ball on the ground and say, alright, this is football 101, welcome to the course. This is first day of the course and we're going to teach you. And it's just knockings.
That is it, and their coach, teacher Lenny Hyde. So looking forward to Clarendon College winning the Dacosta Cup again. Hopefully we're not proving wrong, because we like to be right, is it? Alright, the Manning Cup. Are you expecting JC to start their run again? You remember JC went on a run where they just won every year, just know before the season started. You expected that from a David Ferguson team. Casey, Coach Vassarena is taking over there. Mona, Craig Butler, he said that Mona is going to win this year. Who would you be putting your money on? Now asking a clairvoyance, just some analysis.
You see, the thing with Manning Cup, I would be actually stupid if I tried to bet against certain teams. So if I came here and said, listen, I think JC, KC, none of them are going to win this trophy. Honestly, that would not be a good bet. If it happens, then sure. But naturally, going into a Manning Cup season, you can't count out a Jamaica College or a Kingston College. I don't know what NEVILLE is cooking over by George's this year.
He's cooking something. If you know anything about NEVILLE and St. George's College Manning Cup program, they don't take losing well. And I don't mean they're sore losers.
They don't dip for too long.
No. They're going to come up. And they expect George's to win the Manning Cup very soon.
What about this season?
I'm not sure about this season, but they have some star players. They have Adrian Reed that represent Jamaica. The under 17 level. He played again for Cavaliers in the JPL. They have Brian Burkett, who is still there to my surprise.
Yeah.
Feel like Brian Burkett has been playing Manning Cup since he was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
You know, they have some top players. So I'm expecting George to make a bounce back. I can't quite say that they're going to win it as yet. Personally, I just think JC. I count out JC last year. Sorry, I apologize. I don't know why wouldn't you predict JC? One thing I realize is the more experience and the bigger team always wins the Manning Cup.
Yeah, and JC is like a factory. So you will look on JC right now and you say, all right, they've lost Saka, they've lost skillful.
Them lose Mako and Aldridge.
Yes, Aldridge. You know them lose Aldridge. Kante come back.
I'm not sure.
So them lose a few players, but Jamaica College is just that team that
Their captain.
they will always just be replenishing.
Yeah.
You know, they just be replenishing.
But they have a Dylan John coming. They have other players. Romain Blake is not there. Romain Blake is in America. So it's weird. But if I know anything about Jamaica College, it's just a team that you can't count out. This is what they live for. And they live to produce footballers.
JC is that team that they'll go shopping as well. Don't be surprised if it's one of the star names from Dacosta Cup wearing JC colours next
Hey, JC, one of them import from Saudi. Yeah, because JC do that, you know. JC.
And I actually respect that, by the way, you know, because as a countryman, I remember there was this guy, Keane Shackelford from Grangeville, and when Grangeville made it to the Ben Francis final and they lost to Stets, and everybody was saying, whoa. And the next season, Shackelford was at JC. I think Shackelford scored hat-trick in his first game. I like seeing those things, you know. Sometimes we have a lot of talent done by the Dacosta Cup, and they don't really get that much exposure. Because even with the broadcasting and so on, the most Dacosta Cup games, if you're not playing up by the certified fields, like at a Glenmuir or at a Stets or in St. Anne, you're not really going to get a broadcasted game. So some guys probably say, all right, I can come to Manning Cup. I know that the moment I have a game at Stadium East, or if I have a game up by JC National, it's going to be televised, you know. So it's a part of the game, it's a part of the whole thing with Dacosta Cup. You want to market yourself, and if that's the best avenue, then you as a Dacosta Cup player, if it comes available for you to come to Manning Cup, then do so.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. A lot of people hate it in that cultivate your own talent and whatever, but it's just the fact that you go from the broadcast and the coverage standpoint, but I'm going to go from the resources and facilities standpoint.
Yeah.
Some of these schools they are, don't get me wrong, it's no fault of theirs, but they are going to let the players down. You know, for example, I'm just going to make an example and keep it in the carpet area. Macon Aldridge at Kingston Technical. We saw him as a scrawny kid just coming in the 2021 season and just playing well for Kingston Technical, doing well, and then the next season he went to Jamaica College and he bulked up. He just looked a different beast. Yeah. You know, he just ran over the Manning Cup, just looked easy whenever Macon Aldridge is playing. So sometimes these schools like a Haile Selassie or a Kingston Technical or a Dunoon or as I say a Central High or a Magra or a Morant Bay that might have a one starlet. I'm not saying to just rip it all up and just give away all the good players. But if you have a player that can really make it to the next level, it is in that player's best interest to go to the place where he's going to get the best opportunity to make it in the world of professional football. And that's just JC's. Other schools should just take the model of JC, invest in the program. It's hard to say because some of these schools are inner city schools, but these schools need the investment. They need the facilities, they need the resources.
And sometimes, like, you will see a player make a move and in your head you think it's all about winning the Dacosta Cup or winning Manning Cup. Not all players, that's not the goal for all. Not everybody, there's only one winner every season. So if you're playing in the Dacosta Cup and you think about it and say, alright, if I'm in the Manning Cup or I'm in the Dacosta Cup, I'm not going to win either of the trophies. So what am I going to gain out of all this? You don't want to leave high school and the only thing you can say, maybe play the E-Cup, maybe play Manning Cup and have nothing to show for it. So if you can come to the Manning Cup and secure even a scholarship to a college in the US, the reality is not everybody is going to make it as professionals. But we see it with track and field, there are a lot of persons who they use the sport to propel them to something in career-wise. And that's an avenue that the boys can take. If you want to go college and you know you have talent, you use that talent to try and push you there. As I said, not everybody is going to make it to Chelsea. Not everybody is going to make it to the USL or the MSL or MLS, or you understand? But you just try and use your talent and see where it can get you.
Right. And people, obviously this is the Manning Cup review, and we couldn't close this video off without mentioning some of the starlets that last year's Manning Cup season offered to us. We're talking about the Devante Hodges, we're talking about the Malachi Douglas, we're talking about the Dujan Whisper Richards, the Romain Blakes. These are just players. Shaqwan Satchel, who is in Europe now.
Whisper, who is going straight from Manning Cup to Chelsea.
If I'm not mistaken, that's probably history. I'm not sure if Bibi Gardner I know Bibi Gardner went straight to England and he didn't go to the Premier League. Whisper is probably the first player straight out of schoolboy football getting a deal straight to the Premier League. That's just some history right there.
Top league in world football.
And one of the best clubs in the world. That's just
a team that won Champions League up to 2 years ago.
2 years ago, Chelsea was the Champions League winner. So hopefully, this year we can see 1 or 2 more players. I don't expect to see another whisper for now because those generational talents only come around so often. I'm not saying that we're going to see a whisper, but I'm just looking forward to seeing who is going to take schoolboy football by the scruff of the neck. Who's going to be on the tip of the tongues of all the supporters? Who's going to make Stadium East, fill up like Whisper did last season?
And also, big up to Whisper because this whole movement of Whisper, it's now giving a new flame to players. You let them see that, we can do this, It
literally is possible. And not only Whisper. Romy and Blake got to move to Chicago Fire too.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's still a good level.
Yeah.
People probably don't pay the MLS or the USL, bro, but we can walk in our USL team.
Exactly.
These are top footballers, in the grand scheme of things. We think about Chaka and Satchel, who is playing over there. I'm not sure. I think it's Slovenia. I don't remember. But he's playing over in Europe, and that's directly out of the Manning Cup also. Christopher Pierce, the year before last, went to the USL. So these players, they are getting moves, man, and Whisper is just the last one to do it on a big level. The biggest level that is being done on. So hopefully we can see some more of those. Hopefully somebody will give us something to run with this year and we can say, will be the next one. We just watch Whisper train for the national team, bro. You realize how crazy that is? How crazy it is to watch a 17-year-old out of Manning Cup. And right after that, every international team that is selected, barring one when we went to play at Mexico and Azteca, he's selected and playing with the team.
Yeah, that's crazy because a few months ago he was just a high schooler and now he's here with the best of the best that the country has to offer.
Rubbing shoulder with Damian Lowe and Liam Bailey and Demar Gray, just absolutely crazy. But people, that's it. Obviously we will be doing a lot of Manning Cup content, a lot of Dacosta Cup content, a lot of schoolboy football content overall. You will be seeing Sidan's face on the IG, on the YouTube, and all the social media platforms. We will also be there, doing our match day doing our team features, doing our match day vlogs, doing it all, people. So look out for all the schoolboy football content. You have anything you want to say for the people, anything you want to promote?
Make sure to like, share and subscribe to thisR.tv. Like, share and subscribe to cydonbowen on YouTube, the usual.
There we go. People, as him say, like, comment, share, subscribe, do it all. For now, thanks for all of that you've been giving us. For now, this was thisR.Sports TV. We out.